Hello crochet friends, welcome back. We're working on our candy corn jar cover and I fastened off my orange from last time, from round 10. So I'm going to put this jar over here so I don't drop it again. We don't need that again. Okay, so let's see. I want to go to white now. So I'm going to make a loop and drop my working tail behind with my white. And using the same hook, I'm going to enter and grab and pull the yarn up on my shank. Okay, I'm gonna stick this tail in here just so it doesn't get in my way. And we're going to attach. So I'm going to go to a space and I'm going to yarn over and pull through again for a slip stitch. Trying, there we go, okay. And I'm going to put this little guy back here, this little tail. Okay, I've got myself incorporated. I'm going to do one more granny round with the white and then we're going to move on to single crocheting where it's going to pull it in, okay? So this would be 11. So I'm going to chain 1 and chain 2, okay? Now inside that same space, I'm going to give it 2 double crochets. So yarn over, enter, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. There's 1, yarn over, go back in for the next, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2, just like we've been doing for the yellow and the orange. Okay, now I'm going to do 3 double crochets in the next space. So this will just give us 1 row of the granny in white. And these are still all double crochets. Okay, so there's 3, just like we've been doing in the spaces. All right, beautiful. I'm kind of holding my tail back here. I don't know if you can see that, just so I don't have to tuck it in. You don't have to. You can sew that in later if you want to. I just thought this might be a little bit easier. And easy is always good, right? Well, it's so, sometimes this project's not bad. Sometimes you have so many tails at the end of a project, it's almost daunting. Like, oh wow, I have to tuck in all of those. So I always try to grab it and hold on to it while I'm crocheting to, you know, tuck it in a little bit. And maybe the job's not so bad at the end. So this is 3 double crochets in each of these chain spaces, just like we had been doing for the last few rounds here. This is round 11. And so we're just going to keep going with this until we get to the end and we will join. Okay, so keep going with your 3 double crochet clusters in each of your spaces from the prior round and we'll meet at the end. Here we go. Okay, I am at the end. So remember, we went into the space of the chain at the very beginning and we did a slip stitch to join. So enter, yarn over and pull through again for a slip stitch. Beautiful. Okay, now I am done with the granny part. If you need to keep going, if you need a little more height, go ahead. We're going to do a few rounds here of single crocheting, and so it's not going to give it as much height, maybe about 1 inch, I would think. So I'll demonstrate it, and if you're still undecided, you can measure it out. I'll measure at the end and we'll see what we've got, okay? So I just don't want anyone to get confused or anything. So let's chain 1, and then we are going to go around. We want to do 2 single crochets. So in the first stitch, a single crochet. So enter, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through 2. The next stitch, single crochet, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through 2. Now we have a space, right? So we want to do a single crochet in the spaces. So go in the space, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through 2. And then we repeat again. Single crochet at the cluster, single crochet at the cluster. Okay, and then single crochet in the space. And we're going to do this all the way around. Single crochet in the cluster. It's the first stitch of the cluster, second stitch of the cluster, and then the space. Okay, and the rest is going to go, like I said, all the way around, and these are all single crochets like you had done in the beginning for the bottom of the jar cover, and then the space. Single crochet, single crochet in the clusters, and then single crochet in the space. Okay, so keep going with that until we get all the way around to where we begin with that chain 2. Here we go. Okay, this is my last space right here. It's a single crochet. Now we don't want to join in the slip in the chain, we want to slip stitch into the stitch. So go into your stitch, yarn over and pull through again for a slip stitch. Okay, so that was 12, I believe, yes, 12, and that was the single crochets. So we're now going to do that again, but we're going to just do all the stitches. So we're going to chain 1, and if you want to put a marker in there, now that we have all these single crochets, the marker would help you see the beginning again, okay? So we're going to chain 1, and then we're just going to single crochet each stitch all the way around, okay? So just go all the way around the top of your jar cover here with single crochets, and this is just making it nice and neat for the very top of the jar, okay? So it will hold it a little tighter too. So here we go, keep going with this, all these nice single crochets that you made from the last round. So just single crochet each one. Here we go. Okay, I'm at the end. This was our chain space here. So I'm going to go to the first stitch. Oh, wait, wait a minute, I had one more stitch, I'm sorry. Excuse me. And that is my chain. I'm going to go to my first stitch and give it a slip stitch to join. I was ahead of myself. Okay, now I'm going to do one more round. That was 13. I'm going to do 14. If you feel that this is high enough for your jar, you can stop. Or if you need more, if you want to keep going. So I'm going to chain 1 and I'm going to put in my marker, but I'm going to do one more round. If you want more rounds, go ahead. I mean, this depends on the jar. Not all jars are a standard size, right? So these are going to be, again, single crochets. So they're not all standard sizes. I know sometimes we need to try to adjust for a jar that we thought was pretty and cute, and we want to use that one. So, you know, you might have to do a little bit of creative work here to get to the right size. Maybe you need it tighter at the top. And if that's the case, you can do some decreasing going around to try and tighten this up and make it a little more snug on the top of your jar. But I think that, you know, if it's a ball jar, this should be fine. That's what I'm using. So if you're using also one of those ball jars, this should fit it okay. All right, so okay, we're going to keep going. This is 14, and we are just single crocheting each stitch around, just like the last round. Here we go. Okay, I am at the end. I'm going to join not in my chain, but in my first stitch with the slip stitch, just like before. I'm going to pull this up and take a look at it. So I'm going to grab my jar. Try and grab it without dropping anything. Okay, let's get that on there and take a look. See how it was a little bit tighter on the top? Okay, so now we can leave this just like this. I like it like this. I like it plain. You don't have to do this. Like, we could make a chain. I did another project, and I'll put a link down below. It was for a pumpkin jar cover, and it had a it was orange. The whole thing was orange, and it had green, which I did a chain and then single crocheted up the chain, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. And so it made a nice long piece that I wove in through the last layer here of stitching, and then they kind of curly cued because it was single crocheting on a chain, and it looked cute. So they had little curly cues hanging down, kind of like, you know, from a pumpkin patch kind of idea. I am not going to do that on this one. I like it like this. I think this looks pretty, and I like how tight it got on the end here, and it went right up to the lip, because once I put the lid on, it's just going to be just the, you know, it'll come all the way to this little lip here. But you could do that. I would chain probably about like 101. And you can chain it, just a chain, if you want to do like a little bow, or you could chain it and then go back up it with single crochets, and it would have little curly cues on it, and you could weave it through here. That's an option. I'm just throwing it out there as an option. You could do it with the white, or you could take all three colors and do them together. Just some ideas. I just like to throw out ideas to you because I know that everybody likes something different. But this is where I'm going to end it. I was thinking about doing that, but I really like how this ended here, and I think it looks nice. So we have a nice circle on the bottom. We're going to tuck in all these little, you can see my tails, tuck in all your tails. And this is the candy corn jar cover. It's so cute to me. It looks just like candy corn. That's exactly what I think of when I look at it, so I hope you do also. I enjoyed being on this journey with you. Give us a like and subscribe if you'd like to see more projects as they come out, and I will see you next time. Thank you, and have a joyful day.